Nobody saw this coming. The Indiana Fever, without Caitlin Clark, didn't just survive. They dominated the Minnesota Lynx. And at the center of it all, Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran guard who just broke her silence with a powerful message that changes everything for this team. This is the game that proved the Fever are more than just Caitlin Clark. The WNBA world just got shaken. The Indiana Fever, yes, the team everyone said could only win with Caitlin Clark, just flipped the script. They didn't just survive without her. They didn't just compete. They dominated the Minnesota Lynx. And leading the charge? Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran guard who has been quietly carrying this franchise through years of struggle, finally stepped up into the spotlight and then broke her silence with a message that everyone in the WNBA needed to hear. This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. So buckle up, because we're diving into how the Fever pulled this off, what Kelsey Mitchell had to say, and why this changes everything for the future of Indiana basketball. Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark has been the story of the WNBA. Every arena she steps into sells out. Every stat she racks up makes headlines. She's a once-in-a-generation rookie who instantly turned the Fever from irrelevant to must-watch. So when news broke that Clark wouldn't be playing, the narrative was simple. Indiana's done. No way they hang with Minnesota. No way they win without the superstar who has carried them all season. But that's the thing about sports. It's never that simple. Because sometimes, when the world counts you out, that's when a team finds out who they really are. And against the Lynx, the Fever showed the world exactly that. For years, Kelsey Mitchell has been overlooked. Drafted second overall in 2018, she was supposed to be the cornerstone of this franchise. And she has been steady, putting up buckets, leading the locker room, doing whatever it took to compete. But let's be real. When Caitlin Clark arrived, the spotlight shifted. Mitchell went from the star of the Fever to the other guard next to Caitlin. Well, last night, she reminded everyone that she's still that player. Mitchell came out fearless, attacking the rim, draining threes, locking in defensively, and showing the poise of a true veteran. She didn't just fill in for Clark, she owned the floor. And after the game, she finally broke her silence on what it meant. Standing in front of the cameras, Mitchell didn't hesitate. She spoke from the heart. We all know Caitlin is special. She changes the game. But this is a team sport. Every single one of us works every single day to be ready for moments like this. Tonight was proof of that. We're not just one player. We're the Indiana Fever. That wasn't just a quote. That was a declaration. For months, the Fever have been labeled as Caitlin Clark's team. But Mitchell's words cut deeper. This team belongs to all of us. And when you watch the way they played against Minnesota, you see exactly what she means. This wasn't some miracle lucky win. This was a team effort. The Fever executed on every level. Aliyah Boston looked unstoppable inside. She cleaned the glass, battled in the paint, and reminded everyone why she was last year's Rookie of the Year. NaLyssa Smith brought pure energy, running the break, stretching the defense, and hitting tough mid-range jumpers that kept Minnesota guessing. Erica Wheeler, the veteran point guard, controlled the pace like a surgeon. She kept things calm, made the right reads, and gave the Fever the leadership they needed without Clark. And of course, Kelsey Mitchell lit the fuse, scoring in bunches and setting the tone from the opening tip. It was beautiful basketball. Crisp ball movement, relentless defense, and most importantly, confidence. This wasn't the Fever trying to get by without Clark. This was the Fever proving they don't need to depend on her every single night. Now let's be clear. Caitlin Clark is still the centerpiece of this franchise. Her talent, her vision, her ability to stretch defenses. She's the engine that makes the Fever go. But what Mitchell pointed out is powerful. Clark's presence has already elevated the team. Even when she's not on the floor, the standards she set, the spotlight she brings, it forces the entire roster to step up. Mitchell even said it herself. Caitlin pushes us. She makes us better. The attention she brings, the way she plays, it forces all of us to elevate. Tonight, we showed that we've been learning from that. Think about that. Even in absence, Clark's influence is still shaping the Fever. That's how you know this team is evolving.
So why does one regular season win matter so much? Here's why.
1. Depth was proven. For the first time, Indiana showed the world that they can win as a unit, not just as Caitlin and everyone else. 2. Confidence boost. This wasn't just for the fans, it was for the players. They now know they can step up when Clark isn't there. That confidence will carry into every game moving forward. 3. Message to the league. The Fever are no longer an easy matchup. Whether Clark is on the floor or not, this is a team that can beat you in multiple ways. And for Kelsey Mitchell, this game might have been the most important of her career. For years, Mitchell put up numbers in silence. She saw coaching changes, roster rebuilds, and more losses than she deserved. She could have asked out. She could have quit. But she stayed. She stayed through the hard years. She stayed when nobody was watching. And now, finally, she's getting the respect she's earned. Fans lit up social media after the game, praising Mitchell for her leadership, her scoring, and her grit. Many said exactly what Fever supporters have known all along. Kelsey Mitchell is the backbone of this team. Caitlin Clark may be the face. Aliyah Boston may be the future. But Mitchell, she's the heart. This game was about more than just Indiana. It was a reminder of what makes the WNBA special. Yes, stars like Caitlin Clark are vital for growth. They bring in new fans, new money, new energy. But at the end of the day, this league thrives because of players like Kelsey Mitchell, veterans who grind, lead, and deliver when their teams need them most. This balance of star power and depth is exactly why the WNBA is becoming must-watch basketball. Now the question becomes, what happens when Caitlin Clark returns? If the Fever can blend Clark's star power with the chemistry they showed against Minnesota, watch out. They won't just be playoff contenders, they could be dangerous. Boston anchoring the paint, Smith flying around with energy, Mitchell as the veteran scorer, Clark orchestrating the whole thing. That's a team that nobody wants to face in a best-of-5 series. And if this win proves anything, it's that Indiana isn't just building for the future. They're ready to compete right now. Kelsey Mitchell breaking her silence was more than just post-game talk. It was a statement of identity. We're not just one player. We're the Indiana Fever. And after their dominant win over the Minnesota Lynx without Caitlin Clark, that statement rings true. This team has depth. This team has resilience. And most importantly, this team has heart. So to the rest of the WNBA, don't sleep on Indiana. Because the Fever are heating up. With or without Caitlin Clark.